Welcome back, everyone. Phoenix 3 here, and I have some post recordings that I've done about a week ago. I'm just now getting around to them. I want to try to narrate some of these battles. I can't really do the longer ones. This video here does have some issues. My recorder was acting up. Probably just my computer just needing to rest, but I'm going to try to get some stuff here. We play against Asphalt again. There was another session that we did back to back, and Um, he's not playing Mewtwo, so he's playing Weavile and Lucario in this session, which was more fun for me because I have more fun with the game when I'm not playing against Mewtwo's. I feel like I can have better games. So I kind of know what I want to do against Weavile. I can mirror coat the ice traps that Weavile wants to set. So I'm going to be trying to do that just so I can kind of tell my opponent, it's not a good idea to throw this out. So basically, I'm just doing Suicune stuff. I get a combo here, which is one that technically doesn't ever work, but since it was on the wall, it kind of hit. And I was kind of glad for that. I was just kind of trying something here. And I decided to mix up my homing attack, so it's not fully charged. I just kind of do it sometimes. I am working with other ways of using my homing attack. Like, I'll go in, hit twice or one time, then mix it up with a grab or something like that. That seems to be pretty popular. People are doing that. So I'm still trying to call out the miracle here on the ice traps. And I managed to catch my opponent right in the back with the waterfall. So that's pretty cool. And I'm just doing what Suicune here does. Shoot the water bullets, go into a roar beam. So I see the taunt come out and I just kind of jump in and grab. One thing that I have been doing with Suicune has been empty grabs, just so I can grab them on block or counterattack if they want to do it. With Suicune, the taunt, while it is a counterattack, I can punish it by just pressing buttons. Why I decided to burst here is beyond me. I don't know why I did that. Uh, when you're in the action, things are usually a little less obvious. I don't know why I did it. I honestly don't. I try to save my burst attack for rounds when I actually need it. And there's the instance there where we're having the lag with the recorder. But as you see, I do win that. I'm sorry about the way that actually turned out. I'm probably gonna have to use my other computer for recording, or maybe figure out settings with this one, because this laptop here can't record at 1080p while my other one can. But I kind of do have it at 720. So I'm just going to go and mess around with settings for this laptop here just so we don't have those issues there. But my opponent is making the character switch here, and he's switching to Lucario, which is definitely a Pokemon that I have been having problems with. If you watch my last recording versus a Lucario, I got utterly destroyed. And unlike most people, I don't mind uploading my losses. If I lost to a better person, then yeah, I'm going to show it, because it could be a learning tool for somebody else that's having a problem with the character. Even though I was getting quite salty, but it was a learning experience for me. I got to figure out the Lucario matchup. And that's largely because the CADC, I feel, just ruins Suicune as a character. Like, that mechanic punishes Suicune way too hard, because that's the majority of my attacks. While the opponent can get in on me and prevent everything that I'm doing, I can't do the same to them. I feel that is imbalanced. I really don't care what anybody says. This game here is an unbalanced mess, and it needs to be fixed. But doing some stuff here. I'm trying to hit with the Aurora Beams. It's not working. I try to do a counter attack when my opponent gets me one first. That's another problem that I'm having with Suicune. Like, Suicune's field phase is so weak, it's really hard to do. So I tried to grab off of the ice wall there, but I didn't time it right, because you can't grab an opponent in this game and hit stun. So I was trying to wait out the animation, but it didn't come out. So I went for the grab and it failed. But right now I'm just doing Suicune stuff, trying to zone my opponent out. I go ahead and pop Cresselia so I have the synergy for the next round, because I'm pretty confident I'm going to take this first match. So I kind of want to do stuff. One thing that I do want to do more with Suicune is throw out the Hydro Pump. I'm trying to find more utility for it. And when Lucario throws out that attack, you see him throw out 4 times. You can mirror coat that. So since I see that my opponent is going to be using that a lot, I'm going to start trying to bait it so I can mirror coat So I pop my synergy, my opponent pops synergy here. I do my burst attack first, and of course his goes through mine. So I take a lot of damage here, which is quite annoying. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. It's like the camera couldn't keep up. Yep, the camera just got lost here a bunch of different times. But you know, he already threw out his burst attack, so I'm not really worried about it. But he does take that round, which sucks because I popped my synergy expecting to take the round. I get hit with a burst attack, and it all kind of falls apart from there. So I'm like, okay, I'm in a bad situation here because I don't have my meter for when I need it. So I'm pretty much going to have to fight this Lucario fairly, which is something I don't want to do. But of course I got the standard cheer on, so I am able to recover some of that synergy on my loss. So it's not really that big a deal, and I get hit with that again. As you see, it is very easy to approach Suicune in this game, which is a problem considering the type of character Suicune is supposed to be. So I want to try to figure something out in field phase. It's probably just in my best interest not to do anything, because I'm not going to hit anyway. You know, my opponent has all the options. Lucario is a really good character in this game. I thought Lucario was, like, I knew Lucario was good, but I didn't think he was going to be, like, impressive or anything like that, because he's just a generic character. But Lucario does have all the tools, which is actually really hard for me sometimes. But I'll go ahead and pop Cresselia here, get my HP back, and I get a combo. Some people are saying that Cresselia shouldn't have invincibility frames, but I mean, the invincibility frames really don't matter because, I mean, there have been times where my invincibility frames have kind of saved me, but like Cresselia still doesn't prevent a lot of things. Like as you saw there, I popped Cresselia and I still ate a combo. And of course the video skips right there, but we do take that round, and this here's the last one. Oh, that was a bad one. But what happened there was I went to attack and teleported right into his counterattack. That's exactly what happened. But I managed to get my own counterattack here. And what my opponent is doing here is when he gets the wall burst, he lands right in front of me. And that was something that I didn't know was possible. So it started catching me off guard because, like, everybody that I'm fighting is starting to do that. So that's something that I'm probably going to have to start doing now so I can keep pressure on my opponent. So as you see, my opponent is doing a lot of CADCs here. So I'm taking advantage of those with grabs. I should pop Sweet or Cresselia here. I should. There's no reason not to. Right? There's no reason not to. Really? Okay. But as you see here, he's throwing out projectiles, so I'm just going to mirror coat all of them. I get chip damage. Every time I hit my opponent with chip, his synergy goes down, so it's no big deal to me. Okay, why am I not popping synergy? Okay, there we go. So we are at the advantage now because we have our synergy and our opponent is done with theirs. He got 1 hit point left. And that was just a straight up legit 1 HP survival, which was actually kind of funny. But I'm doing Suicune stuff here. One thing that I am doing now with that is I'm mixing it up between Aurora Beam and Hydro Pump. So that way if my opponent tries to jump over the move, or they see a DC expecting the Aurora Beam, I can hit them with the Hydro Pump. That's one thing that I'm kind of trying to do with Suicune. Like, it's not really my play style that has changed, or my style of play with the character has changed. It's more of using different attacks and different options. Because with Suicune against a good player, you don't have many options. Like I said, they can CADC through all of your attacks. So you're pretty much fighting against a character with a 0 moveset for the most part. So I'm trying to find ways to bait certain things. So I have to play better against people. And my opponent really doesn't have to play well against me, which is annoying because that's really unfair. But I mean, I picked Suicune, so I'm gonna deal with it as it comes up. So he's sticking with Lucario because he's having better times with Lucario. And as you see, Lucario just runs through all of my moves. And it's annoying because in field phase I can't do anything. My opponent gets closer to me and I can't do anything. You know? So for whatever reason, I'm doing the drill there. I've seen some Suicune players having success with it, so I'm trying to find application for it myself. It is a really good move, but it doesn't pierce. Suicune doesn't have any moves that pierce, and I try my up X. Is it up X or is it up Y? I don't know. It's up X. But I try that to see if I can maybe get something with that. Nothing happens. But Suicune doesn't have any moves that pierce, and Suicune does need a move that pierces counterattacks. I try to grab there on my opponent. What I can do right there is what everybody has been doing is you can counterattack on the third hit, which is what I should probably start doing. But you know, this Lucario is really aggressive, so I'm like scared to press buttons, so I don't have to eat a whole combo. And my opponent gets synergy here, and I gotta figure out what to do against Bone Rush. I do, because that move it kills me. And you saw my other video when I fought the Lucario, Bone Rush was a move that was destroying me, so I gotta figure out what to do because the move is deceptively quick. And I finally get a combo here, and I mess it up. I don't know, maybe I should have started using counterattack more. So right there, I kind of knew he was going to go for that. So I just kind of went for it. And I go up and run for a grab, and I get punished for it. So I should have just ran up, did a counterattack, and be done with it. That's what I wanted to do. Probably something I'm going to start doing more of. So we're going back into the second game here. Opponent's just running around my attacks. It's annoying. So I'm trying to bait out that attack there. And I do get my counterattack. I gotta figure out something to do here. So once again, counterattack in his face, and what I should have done there was the tail drill, and I get another combo there. So I pretty much read everything, which is what you have to do with Suicune. You just have to make reads. You just have to figure out what your opponent wants to do. And I get my counterattack, but I cancel it because I didn't think anything was gonna come of it. And Bone Rush is still destroying me, but I just go for a grab one instinct right there. And my opponent has 24 HP left. He's probably going to pop synergy here just because he can still make a comeback with it, but he doesn't. I take the round with a counterattack. So I'm seeing here how good the counterattack is against this player here. It's still something I don't do because counterattack is just, I don't know, it's just, it feels like such a new move to me. Like, if any of you played Tekken Revolution, you know Tekken Revolution has an invincible move. And the invincible move, see, I'm getting destroyed here, but the invincible move in Tekken Revolution, see, there's my mirror coat, I call it. So I want him to stop doing that. But anyway, for the third time, the invincible move in Tekken Revolution is a move that gives you invincibility against any attack your opponent wants to do. And it's a good move, but the move is like -16 on block. It's punishable. Let's just say that. And in Pokken Tournament, I don't know why I did that, but in Pokken Tournament, the invincible move isn't extremely punishable on block. It's not. I've tried to see something. But a lot of times you can just counterattack, immediately go into another move, or just you can spam it in this game. Like, it doesn't feel rewarding when you hit somebody with it. So, you know, just from playing Tekken, I developed a lot of good habits, and using the invincible attack in Tekken was just one of the things that I didn't do. I learned when to not throw it out when I'm being pressured. I learned just to not throw it out whenever. You know, it's kind of one of those things that it's one of those things that you learn as you play. So, I mean, that carried over here. You know, I really didn't develop any good habits with the counterattack here. I just don't ever use it simply because, you know, I just think I'm going to get punished for it every single time. But, I mean, there's no reason not to use the counterattack in Pokken Tournament. It's that good. It is your get out of jail free card. So see, my opponent's doing counter attack and I'm punishing for it. So that's basically what I'm doing. Why I decide to get physical with Suicune there is beyond me, but I get a homing attack, so it's no big deal. But as you can see, the Bone Rush is destroying me. I just cannot get that to link for some reason. Like, I have to wait. So I get a mirror coat, and my opponent is throwing more projectiles out again, and I get another mirror coat. and I get another mirror coat. So, I mean, my opponent is really not respecting the mirror coat, and that's something a lot of good Lucario players do, is they respect the mirror coat, because if I get it, that's 180-ish damage that I'm getting on you for free. So that's something that they need to, or that this player here needs to realize. You know, don't do it all the time. So I'm doing my pillars, trying to get something here, and I'm getting stuff with it, but he gets a bone rush and the game disconnects right there. The reason the game disconnected was because they were running maintenance on the server at that time, and it just canceled all games. So that's pretty much the video right there. If you guys like the video, then please subscribe to my channel, because I'm always going to be doing Pokken tournament content. Be sure to like the video and leave your comments in the comments description below. It does mean a lot to me. And as always, I want to take the time to thank you all for watching my videos, and I hope to see you all in the next one.